What's up, folks? Sometimes I know it may seem like, depending on who you are, it's like you're never going to get any peace on this earth. It's like there's certain forces that are like assigned to you from the pit of hell. You know, People like to use the word devil, but to me, like the word devil is more like a government. So, like when you say devil, it's like the devil probably has legions of demons and miscreants and bad spirits that work for him. The country, whatever, the devil. And it just seems that some of us, some people in life, it's just this devil, this government, while on earth, is just bent on not allowing some of us to ever have peace and tranquility. Not as long as we're alive. I don't know. And it's not like you're a bad person. It's not like I'm a bad person, compared to others who are very bad and yet they're prospering. They got mansions, they win the lottery, they become millionaires, they inherit millions, whatever. It has nothing to do with your character. It's almost as if the devil has a grudge against certain people. It's like a grudge. Almost like if the devil, and like I said, I use that metaphorically, can keep you or us mired down in day-to-day nonsense, day-to-day just frustrations and losing your keys or losing your wallet or your purse or a neighbor that's loud. Just if the devil, it's almost like it's the devil's strategy that if the devil can keep us mired down in these day-to-day annoyances, it will divert our energy because we'll always be frustrated and trying to fight these small day-to-day battles that, they may not be big on the grand scale of things, but they can still drain you. There's nothing worse than getting off work and then you lost your keys. Now how are you going to get home? Maybe you got a nice car and maybe you never got a duplicate key. So now you have to call a locksmith. And he's going to charge you $300 to $400, $500 just to make a duplicate key, especially if it's one of them push. It just, and you could go on and on. Everybody has their own burdens to bear. So what do you do? I guess what I need to get to is what do you do when these things, I guess you keep walking. You keep walking. What else can you do? Or like I used to always say, live while you're alive because when you're dead, you cannot. What can you do other than to continue to walk and to walk forward and to walk a straight line? Let the devil throw as much mud and dirt and whatever at you. But I guess all you can do is keep walking, folks. That's all I'm going to keep doing. Until my time, but what else am I going to do? Fold? It seems like that's what the world wants us to do. If you're good, the world wants you to fold mentally, go insane, just lose it. You see plenty of people like that out on the streets, babbling to themselves, just talking into the wind. You're like, man, what happened to them? Well, maybe they were once upon a time, quote unquote, normal, had a 9-to-5 job, and maybe they just couldn't take it no more. Maybe, the devil broke them. Maybe the devil just threw so much at them that they just broke. And now when you're driving up and down, to and from work, you see them on the corner just babbling, talking to themselves in the wind, some strange language that, so sometimes I think that that's what evil ultimately wants to do to all of us is make us all lose our minds, or at least those of us that evil is intimidated by. Almost like, remember that one verse in the Bible where Lucifer took Jesus up to the mountain. Hey, I'll give you any of this stuff, man, if you'll just worship me. And Jesus kept saying, nope, nope, nope. And I'm not trying to compare us or you or anyone else with the Lord. I'm not that dense. But what I'm saying is usually the enemy goes after you if you're a threat. If you're not a threat, usually the enemy of this world rewards you. And I'm not saying that just because people are wealthy or some are wealthy that they're, evil or anything, because there's plenty of poor, broke people that are evil and wicked. So that, just take what I say in moderation, whatever. But yeah, folks, that's all I can say, man, is, things keep coming at you, and a lot of these things, though, folks, are man-made sin. Like Like some people are paranoid to run a red light. Oh, there's nothing. If you run a red light in the middle of the night and that red light has you sitting there for 5, 10 minutes and you run the red light, you're not committing a sin. It's not a sin to run a red light. There's nothing in the 10 Commandments that you cannot run a red light if you've been sitting there for 10 minutes at night. And so, or not being able to pay your bills. It's not a sin. It's not your fault that you don't earn enough money, that your employer doesn't pay you enough money to cover your bills, or if you're getting evicted or this or that. These are like man-made, man-made punishments or parameters of, good or bad. Just because you can't pay your bills doesn't mean you're a bad person, folks. I'm sorry. Because you ain't getting paid enough. That's as simple as that. If they want you to pay your bills, then pay you more money. And So a lot of us, we've been brainwashed to think that because we can't live up to whatever government we happen to be born inside of, that we're bad. No, you're not. You're not bad. Not being able to make it, going through tough, hard times, getting your home, what do they call it? Getting your home foreclosed on because you can't afford those $3,000 a month payment. That does not make you a bad person. Give a damn what the government, tries to tell you. No, you're not a bad person. You've just been put in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? I mean, rent is bad. The fact that you got to pay to live somewhere is bad. This isn't normal, folks. It wasn't always like this. The Indians didn't live like this. They didn't charge rent. All this stuff comes from a different culture, whatever. All the rent, landlord, all this bull crap, man. That's what's evil. You're not evil. That's the stuff that you're forced to comply with that goes against nature. You don't see lions and tigers in nature and birds and magpies. You don't see them paying rent when they build a nest in a tree. God put this stuff here for all of us to enjoy. It's the wickedness of man, and the devil, teaming up with the devil, is what has made life so stressful and hard for us, folks. So don't forget that. Just because you're going through hard times and just because you can't pay your credit card bill, whatever, that doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you a bad person. It's the system you're in that's bad. That's all, folks. Anyways, I'm gonna close this up right now. I just had to get some things off my chest. Sometimes it's better to talk into the mic than to annoy people and call them up on the phone. So just trying to get rid of some of this energy so I can sleep better tonight. And with that, we are out.